you just push the tool in, give it a turn, and then they pop out to release them. This machine was supposed to power all of to create the energy.
Yeah, okay.
It's like a heat sink with two different kinds of metal in it. As the heat energy is coming out of the radioactive core, okay, creates electricity across the two different heat paths.
So after they put the RTG into the heater, did they then move it away from the lander?
Well, it goes out with the experimental equipment, but while they're working around it, this thing is going to be giving off radiation regardless.
Yeah, of course it is.
This was the protective case up here that it was in, and as soon as you pop the lid off the thing, you're going to be in trouble. He has in his hand right there, that tool right there, that's the lid off of the core. That's just another anomaly, having this little radiation problem along with what we see in every photograph is the same thing.
Yeah. But of course, don't forget that the suits gave them 100% protection against radiation.
Except when you x-ray them.
Well, exactly, yes. But always surprises me that the manufacturers of the spacesuit didn't know anything about radiation. Because they didn't build any in. No protection was built into the spacesuits.
Well, given that they were a bra manufacturer.
Yes. International Latex Corporation.
And this particular photograph, this is a bad one of Apollo 14. And this particular photograph, this is a bad one of Apollo 14. There again, the anomaly here is this is supposed to be the Earth. Look at the direction of the lighting where the sun is striking the so-called Earth. It is actually below the horizon. this would not light up whatsoever. And even if it was just coming over the horizon a little bit, so-called to close this is facing the other way. It should be pure black. All of this down here has to be black. You wouldn't even see it because you don't have an atmosphere. There's no refraction of light anywhere. It's either light or it's dark. Even Neil Armstrong, when he got down off the ladder and he was standing in the shade and he's looking down and he said, "I can't even see my boots."
He was probably meant to say that to show that he was on the lunar surface.
Right. Just because he's in the shadow, he was making the statement because light is light and dark is dark and nothing refracts. There's no atmosphere to diffuse the light, so it's either on or off, the same as the temperature is either on or off. If the sunlight's striking it, it's going to be very hot, and if it's not, it's going to get very cold. This is the other shot of Apollo 14. Well, what we've got here is we've got a nicely lit, they actually lit the ground up. It doesn't have any, there's a little bit of fall off over here, but they've cleaned up the fall off from the other photographs. But Apollo 14 is missing the bottom section of the mylar that they were wrapping it around.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they are. Yeah, it is.
And when I was reading through the PDF files, they decided to add it on Apollo 11, and it was actually added after it was loaded into the rocket ready for launch. Each one of these mylar sections, this piece that goes on there, coming up that 32 inches,
Yep.
is 10 pounds per leg.
10 pounds of mylar per
leg.
That's quite heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, like I found that out by reading the pieces that they added to Apollo 11 before it took off. Well, if you don't need 40 pounds, and it's 1,000 pounds of fuel per pound, that's 20 tons of fuel. 40 pounds, and it's 1,000 pounds of fuel per pound. That's 20 tons of fuel that you don't need.
Exactly. That's a good point. Very good point.
Just for this. And then why is it back on? The legs didn't get damaged. The Mylar's there to protect the legs. Why don't you take it off all the legs? They're just aluminum.
There's no need to have it on in the first place.
Right. If it didn't need to be there,
No.
then take the rest of it off. There's at least another 20, 25 pounds per leg here, plus the secondary struts that it doesn't need to be on. You could get rid of another 150, 200 pounds of Mylar off of this machine because you don't have to wrap the feet or anything else.
It just shows up better in photographs, doesn't it?